than what you seem to think. I want to give you a bit of perspective, but I cannot say the name of this website, otherwise YouTube will think I'm promoting it, so I'm gonna call it Stake. Stake is the biggest online casino. You find them advertising in football and online. Recently banned from Twitch, they have created their own streaming platform that is Kick. In the month of April, Stake registered 28 million of visits. Now, for the same period, those CSGO websites which I am
Amına koyayım. Bu fake demiş biri. Keydrop sikmiş diyebilir miyiz? Ulan bu sitelerin hepsiyle çalıştım ya. Keydrop'la çalıştım, Roll'la çalıştım, Herkese, Empire'la, Skin Club'la, Clash GG'le. Şununla çalışmadım herhalde. Bir video çektim. Bununla çalıştım, bununla da çalıştım. Hepsiyle çalıştım. Ananı sikeyim. Bunların hepsini biliyorum. En iyisi hangisi? Baba bak, en iyisi bence Herkese. Bak ben Herkese ve Dead Drop'çuyum. İkisi manyak bir şey. Ya chat bak, ben size sadece şunu söyleyeyim, tamam mı? Benim Herkese'de bir referans kodum var. Tamam mı? O kod duruyor şu anda ve o kodun statları mevcut. İşte kim, yani senin kodundan kaç kişi girmiş ve ne kadar para yatırmış. Bunu söylesem.
at least one of them. Some have up to 5. We are looking at 75%. Out of 4 streamers, 3 are currently promoting these websites live on Twitch. By the way, Twitch TOS are explicitly forbidding you to promote affiliate codes and links to sites that contain slots, roulettes, or dice games. And also mentions that for a gambling website to be allowed on Twitch, they take into account a US license and sufficient consumer protection. I have reached out to Twitch for a comment, but they denied. YouTube is a bit harder to analyze, but I found that 80% of the creators uploaded at
Hayır. Hayır. YouTube olmaz.
least one video or one integration inside the video to promote one of these websites since
Hepsini kaldırdım.
2023. By the way, YouTube TOS are explicitly forbidding you to promote links to online gambling as well as any promotion to online gambling that doesn't have the Google certification. And now here's a fun fact. During the making of this video, I have uploaded a small segment so that the lawyers could watch it for me. YouTube flagged that segment for promotion of unregulated gambling and they have applied a lifetime warning
Evet, bu arada YouTube anasını sikiyor kanalın.
to my channel for promotion of unregulated gambling on a video I am making to educate the people about that. It's been something like a month now and I don't think it's gonna go away, but you know, whatever. So Twitch, YouTube, now what about esport? A lot of pro players are also sponsored by them. You will find teams and even HLTV, which is the website everyone uses to keep track of those matches. We've just had a major in Paris.
Ben buna karşı değilim. Onu söyleyeyim size. Hani neden diyeceksiniz? Abi şu anda izlediğiniz futbollarda işte mesela örnek veriyorum. Bir Şampiyonlar Ligi'nde cartta curtta ıvırda zıvırda bile yok bet bilmem ne. Kriptolar havada uçuşuyor. Yok işte normal bet iddialar havada uçuşuyor. Ha. Twitch yayıncılarında CSGO'da tabii havada uçuşacak. Abi çok normal yani. Dünyada genel olarak bu gambling olayı, kumar olayı yasaklansın. Bütün her yerde belki gazinolar kapatılsın falan filan. O zaman tam gelin buradaki her şeyin de anasını sikin. Ben onu düşünüyorum. O şekilde olmasını gerektiğini düşünüyorum. Yoksa
Paris, a Valve sponsored event, but we could find some sponsors on the jerseys of the players, some of which even have CSGO in their name. So if we zoom out, we are in a situation where if you're watching streamers on Twitch, almost 8 out of 10 will send you there. If you're watching YouTubers, 8 out of 10 will send you there. And if you're watching esports, it's everywhere as well. So we can agree on saying that these websites have become central to the industry. It doesn't matter where you look, you will be exposed to them for sure. I have not introduced the main players yet, so here's a quick overview. Here's one of them. This one is very popular. For the first time, I will log into the website. So first of all, I click on sign in. I agree, of course. Sign in through Steam. Sign in. Alright, and just like that, I'm already in. Now you see, they have what they call cases, and they all have a price. If you want to open them, you have to deposit. So, refill. I can deposit with credit card, paysafe card, PayPal, crypto, Google Pay, or even CSGO skins. In which case, they will credit my account with the value of my skin. If I click on this button, I'm gonna spend $6, something's gonna spin, and this is the odds inside the case. Alright, click. I've got myself $3. Now I can either sell it right away and get the balance back or gamble it again. Everything is designed to facilitate the gambling of your winnings. When I click on upgrade, I am sent here. This is what I've just unboxed. Now I select on how risky I want it to be, let's say 2x, and I have 43% chance to double it. Oops. Well, I've lost everything, but at least I'm getting better. Near miss. Yeah, once again, I was very close, but not quite. So how much is that sold for? $1? So this is one of them, but there's many more, and they all have their own differences. Some will allow you to cash out in skins, some will allow crypto, some of them only have cases, and some
abi
others
konu
have
ne?
other
Ben
stuff
anlamadım
like
hala.
roulette, plinko, crash mines. Essentially, they have a whole variety of game modes, which as far as I can tell, I would describe as gambling, which actually raises the question, what is considered gambling in the eyes of the law?
My name is Michele Magro. I'm a regulatory lawyer from Malta. I spent 9 years working with regulators, especially the gambling authority in Malta.
Michele worked 9 years at a gambling commission, and through his work he has become very knowledgeable on what's happening around gambling regulations.
Traditional definition is that gambling normally consists of 3 parts, right? Which is the consideration. So the consideration is that you're staking money. You're basically putting money on the line.
Okay.
The second part is the element of chance. So basically, there's a random event. Third one is prize, right? So basically, you're getting something back of monetary value.
So in the case of CSGO websites, am I fulfilling those 3 things? Consideration? Yes, I am depositing money. Chance? Yes, I can even see the odds. And the price? Well, yes, and I can even...
Ya
check out
video
the crypto
baydı
version
amına
of
koyayım
them.
ya. Lisans diyor. Tamam. Meeting owner.
Which allows us.
Like a loophole, like actually a crazy loophole. That just because you have...
So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to answer any questions. I've done this for Train and a few others, just answering, I guess, our perspective, at least from the business side. And I have no issue with being recorded. I want to make that completely.
Meet Hobbs. He is the owner of Clash.gg. His identity will remain anonymous for obvious reasons. Hobbs has a different approach to this. While every other website that I've contacted ran away from me like the stinky French boy I am, Hobbs reached out so we could have a chat. He agreed to be recorded and to respond to my questions.
Gaming law, especially international gaming law, is so complicated, and there's so many different ways that you can interpret it. For example, specifically, Clash itself is not considered a casino. We are not considered an online gambling platform, right? We're technically a sweepstakes site, which allows us to operate within the U.S. Yeah, that's in the U.S. I'm happy to send you our EU legal opinion as well, that shows exactly where we stand. Put them out there; they can receive scrutiny. We're extremely confident in their validity.
So to break it down for you, according to the owner of Clash, Clash.gg is allowed to exist because it isn't a gambling casino. Because every 30 minutes, free coins are handed out to everyone present on the site. The players can access the entirety of the website for free. There is no obligation to deposit, thus they are not a gambling operation.
You pay the price for that, definitely. We give out tens and tens of thousands of dollars that comes out to hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to the players, but it allows us to not be a casino in the eyes of the law.
That's what to me looks like a loophole, like actually a crazy loophole. That just because you have like a free feature that eventually gives out a few cents every now and then, you are allowed to get away by saying you're not a gambling, even though that's what we've been discussing so far. You are a
Korkunçmuş lan.
gambling casino.
Zord.
Like
We aren't under the eyes of like.
yeah,
from
like
your
I
perspective,
understand
like,
like the legal stance is that you guys aren't, but like it's that doesn't make sense to me. Is how it's so obvious that it's a loophole, you know, it's a technicality, and not just Clash, like everybody else is with their marketplace bullshit as well. It blows my mind that there's no organization, no regulation, you know, that comes in and say,
well,
no.
no, I mean, part of the way you got to see it is this is the way the law was
Ya
written.
bu şey gibi bir şey biraz anladığım kadarıyla. Nasıl mesela bu bir ara yapılıyordu, şu an hala yapılıyor mu bilmiyorum ama işte bir şirket açacaksın, bir yere bir sermayeye gireceksin, bir şey atılacaksın. Ama işte Türkiye'de şirket açarsan bu kadar vergi kesilecek. Hadi gidelim Kıbrıs'ta açalım bu şirketi. Oranın vergileri böyle böyle. Hani yasanın açığını bulmak gibi bir şey bu. Anladığım kadarıyla. Adamların anlattığı da o. Evet biz bunu yapıyoruz ama zaten yasada de bunları veriyoruz diye kazino diye geçmiyor. Ama şöyle ki bu aslında bu adamın sorunu değil. Bu siteleri açanların da sorunu değil. Yani kanun eğer değişirse bu yönden bunlar üzerine farklı bir şey yapılırsa ki mesela zamanında YouTuber'lar, TikToker'lar bilmem neler böyle çok büyük paraları piyasada bu kadar fenomen yokken kazanınca insanların gözüne battı. Sayıları çok arttı. Bir anda bir denetim hurra devletten çöküldü ya. Tamamen o aslında yani olay. İlk başta bu olaylar olduğunda böyle değildi ki. Hatırlarsınız Steam'de takas banı neden geldi? Davalandı çünkü abi. Adamlar davalandı. Bu kadar gambling, bu kadar para dönmeye başlayınca sonra Steam takası bir haftaya çıkardı. Ki gambling'i birazcık daha azaltmak için. Aynen öyle Sentinel. Ya Berat oran olarak daha düşük muhabbeti vardı bir ara. O örnek sadece yani. Kanun açığını kullanmak. Hayır Black Force.
Stakes opportunities for web like people like for example like you can win this car for free in an ad. You know what I mean? Like like just by texting so and so to the number blah blah blah. Like that is free entry and then like down the line you might have a better chance if you go into the dealership and you buy so and so to win this car, but at the same time like these laws themselves have been used for decades, right?
Okay.
To facilitate this type of chance-based play, if you will.
Some will say they are marketplaces, some will say they are skin trading websites, and some will say they are come back. The more you do, the more likely you wither. However, in case of withdraw,
Usually the small pop-up comes, then we just say yes. There's no verification, just like, are you waiting? Yes.
I started gambling at 16,
Doğru amına koyayım.
and in total, I've lost somewhere in between 10 to 14,000 in gambling over the past few years.
My name is Alexander.
Manny,
Maurice, Stefan,
Spencer,
Roxy,
I am 23 years old.
20 years old.
22 years old. I'm 23 years old.
I'm 22.
I am 22 years old.
I'm from Germany,
The United States.
the UK.
Sweden.
In Texas,
Ireland.
And I started gambling when I was 13, 14.
15 years old.
Started gambling when I was 13.
13 to 14 years old.
I want to say 17.
14 or 15.
And in total, I've probably lost about £10,000 over the course of 7-8 years.
$600.
11 grand gambling.
1,000 euros, I think.
3 or 4,000, let's say.
All I had was a Steam account, trade link, and that was it. I was ready.
It was mainly through content creators. Gambling via a third party was promised as you had better odds, was all I really cared about at that age. You would sign via Steam, but yeah, there was no verification.
When you are
Abi ben
that
anlamıyorum.
young, you
Bak
get a little bit money every month from your parents. So eventually I bought a knife. That's when it started. When you gamble, you want to win it
Oynama
back.
amına
That's what
koyayım, mal
happened to me. I
olma.
wanted to win back
Zorunda
the money
mısın?
that I lost. So I kept going.
I started around 15. On those websites, it took me 30 seconds to log in. Use my promo code for an extra 5% or whatever. Use this for a free £3 credit. It all just makes you want to gamble more and more and more. It's just a cycle.
Bağımlı amına koyayım, sigara bağımlısı gibi.
Alright, so could you please explain like I'm 5? Because in our world in Counter-Strike it's very normalized, and I would like to hear from someone who knows what he's talking about. What's the reason we forbid gambling to underage players? Meet Joel Billieux. He does a lot of things. He's a professional. I had a segment there where I showed you how some YouTubers promote it and why it's a very bad practice, but I've decided to remove it entirely because I'm afraid this would turn into a witch hunt. Instead, have a look at some clues coming from the UK Gambling Commission. There's a lot more, but here's a few. You cannot feature anyone gambling or playing a significant role in the ad if they are under 25 years old. If you're going to promote the website and you are less than 25, you cannot appear in the ad. So you cannot talk in the ad, and surely you cannot show yourself gambling during the ad. And there's many more rules. You cannot portray risky behaviors. So when you go, haha, I'm going degen X, that would not be allowed either. And also, you cannot associate with youth culture. Some websites are running events. This one did a back-to-school event. I don't think I need to add anything to that. Kind of speaks for itself. Recently, Twiston, a 19-year-old pro player from Valorant, took his own life. The next day, as we had a CSGO tournament, the players held a minute of silence in honor of Twiston. And you will find
Ege
clips of that
CSGO
on
siteleriyle
YouTube. So some
alakalı
guy took that clip, plugged his own gambling sponsor, and uploaded it on YouTube.
video.
This is unedited footage.
CSGO Roll. The coolest drop is only here. Try it now. Use code to get 5% bonus and free cases every day.
Watching along at home as we pay our respects to Twiston, who tragically passed away this week.
Now, let's recap everything we have learned. In Counter-Strike, 80% of the creators are promoting unregulated gambling websites. Pro players and esports organizations are promoting them as well, and even Faceit promoted some of these with a push-up that you cannot miss. It is advertised to everyone and portrayed as something fun, in total disregard of every gambling advertisement rules that exist. Twitch clearly says it is against their TOS, but does nothing. YouTube clearly says it is against their TOS, but does nothing, except when I talk about it saying that you shouldn't gamble, and Steam, but does nothing, except when I talk about it saying that you shouldn't gamble, and Steam clearly says it is against their TOS, but does nothing either. The websites do not comply to any form of regulation that would be standard in every country, and by being unregulated, they are accessible to everyone, including the young ones, which is convenient because they are also advertised to them. It has been going on for 10 years, and no one cares. Hey, welcome to Counter-Strike. I can't wait for CS2. So whose fault is it, and who should we be mad at? Well...
Abicim bak ben anlamıyorum yani. Mal mısın? Vallahi bak çok sinirlendim videoya. Acayip boş bir videoymuş ya. Butterfly nereden attın bana bunu? Çok boş bir video ya. İnanılmaz boş bir video lan. Baba kapatsınlar o zaman. Dedeleri medeleri şimşekler de inmesin amına koyayım yani. Yanlış mıyım baba? Bitti zaten video. Evet tamam. Aynen moruk okurum altyazılı. İşsiz Flazov 35. yayınlamış. Hoş geldin. Deli Azo 13. yayınlamış. 31'ler çekildi mi? Nazmi o 27. yayınlamış. Marvin 24. yayınlamış. Aleykümselam. Luxia 13. yayınlamış. Paradise 6. yayınlamış. Hoş geldiniz. Abi zaten CS çok fazla yargılandı bu konularla alakalı zamanında. Abi bir yerde bir para varsa, bir yerden bir para kazanılıyorsa, bir yerde bir para dönüyorsa ve bu ne kadar çok popülerleşirse, ne kadar çok insanların gözüne girerse o kadar çok zaten illaki bir hedef alınması gerekiyor. Yani bunun en basiti bizim Grand sponsorluğunda bile yaşandı amına koyayım. İşte markalar vardı oyunda. Rockstar çöktü tepesine falan Grand'ın.